Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden trapdoors of the job search. We're going to map out exactly where candidates are really losing out on the job. Because, honestly, most people don't lose out because they aren't qualified. They lose at highly predictable points.
So, let's kick things off with a pretty brutal reality check. Have you ever wondered what your actual odds are? Well, for every 180 people who apply for a job, exactly one gets hired. The other 179 candidates, they get filtered out, ghosted, or passed over. But again, it's usually not a lack of talent that eliminates them. It's the structure of the gauntlet itself.
Think of this explainer as your personal survival map. We're going to hit 6 critical areas: the real hiring map, the 92% wall, the first human contact, the silent waiting game, the fragile job offer, and your personal hiring playbook. We're equipping you step by step so you know exactly where the cliffs are before you walk off them. Part 1. The real hiring map. Let's take a look at the actual landscape we're dealing with here.
You know, we usually picture hiring as this super straightforward 3-step thing, right? You apply, you interview, and boom, you get hired. Clean and simple. But honestly, that is completely wrong.
The real map is actually an 8-stage gauntlet. It starts way behind the scenes with planning and posting, then sourcing, screening, interviews, selection, the offer, and finally, onboarding. And here's the kicker. The funnel collapses dramatically super early on. Knowing exactly where that drop-off happens is exactly what's going to keep you from making a fatal error right at the starting line.
Okay, moving on to part 2, the 92% wall. This is the stage that literally eliminates more people than all the other stages combined. Listen to this. A staggering 92% of applications hit a massive brick wall and get filtered out before a real human being even looks at them. Out of 100 applications, maybe 8 squeeze past that initial screening. It's the steepest drop in the entire process, and it happens in mere seconds, mostly thanks to automated applicant tracking systems, or ATS. So if you've been stuck in that black hole, hear me out. It is absolutely not you. This massive drop-off is driven by a few major structural changes. For one, application volume has basically tripled since 2021. Some tech roles are seeing nearly 200 applicants for just one spot. Add in the fact that ATS tools are scanning for fast matches, and you've got clunky forms adding friction. It's a mess. But you can outsmart it. You've got to stop the generic resume spray and pray. Just a few applications perfectly tailored to mirror the actual job posting will beat 50 copy-pasted ones every single time. Apply directly on the company's career page, and above all, chase those referrals. Seriously, one warm intro consistently beats dozens of cold applications. Part 3. The first human contact. Assuming you survive that screening wall, you're up against your very first human test.
That quick intro call with a recruiter, it might feel like casual small talk, but trust me, it is a strict filter filled with traps. When they say, "Tell me about yourself," to see if you have the basics down, do not fall into the trap of reciting your entire life story. Just give a punchy 60-second pitch on why you fit. When they're trying to figure out if you want this specific role, showing up with zero company research is a massive trap. And finally, if you start bringing up salary expectations in the first 5 minutes, you're basically signaling you only care about the money, and that kills the call. Wait for them to bring it up, and when they do, confidently state your market number instead of just saying you're flexible.
Now, when you actually sit down for the real interview, please do not fall victim to these 5 totally avoidable mistakes. They have absolutely nothing to do with your talent. Showing up unprepared? The fix is just 15 minutes of homework and having 2 solid reasons why you want to be there. Giving vague answers like, "Oh, I'm a hard worker." No, fix that by sharing real, concrete examples of your past work. Situation, action, result. And if you're sounding bitter or bad-mouthing a past employer, especially if you were laid off, that's a huge red flag. Stay gracious and calm. Calm equals strength. Also, having no questions at the end just screams apathy. Always bring 3 thoughtful questions. And lastly, low energy is a deal breaker. You've got to visibly show some enthusiasm if you want someone to hire you.
To truly ace this, you need a complete mindset shift. Most of us walk into an interview hyper-focused on what we want from the job. Actually, scratch that. You need to flip it entirely, from what I want to what they need. You stop competing on paper and start winning on fit, the exact moment you position yourself as the direct answer to the company's problem.
All right, part 4, the silent waiting game. You absolutely nailed the interview, but next comes a psychological trap that almost nobody warns you about.
So why exactly does silence kill so many deals? It's a fascinating question, honestly, because that agonizing quiet period after the interview kills more job offers than a bad answer ever could. Get this. Over 40% of candidates will just drop out of the process completely when scheduling drags on and that silence sets in. Usually it's just slow internal HR approvals, but since about 70% of us expect to hear back within a week of a final interview, when we don't, we mentally check out and move on. The secret to surviving this waiting game? Stay warm, but don't be needy. Send one genuine thank you note within 24 hours, and if their promised timeline comes and goes, send exactly one polite check-in. And whatever you do, never stop your pipeline. Keep applying and interviewing until you literally have a signed contract in your hands.
Part 5. The fragile job offer. You finally get that magic call saying you've been selected. But brace yourself for a major plot twist.
The offer is not the finish line. You have to treat that offer like it's made of glass until your very first day on the job. This is the exact moment where so many candidates completely let their guard down and deals just unexpectedly shatter.
These deals can fall apart for all sorts of reasons. On the candidate side, about 33% of people walk away because they got a faster competing offer or the pay just didn't meet their expectations. But offers get pulled by the company too, and sometimes for stuff that isn't even your fault. We're talking background check mix-ups, unexpected reference snags, or wild internal changes like sudden budget freezes or reorgs. So the ultimate fix here? Get it in writing. Make sure your background check clears, and absolutely do not resign from your current job early.
Finally, Part 6, your personal hiring playbook. Let's make all of this super actionable and tailor it to exactly where you're starting from today.
Think of this as your personalized cheat code. If you're a fresh grad with no real track record yet, you've got to win on evidence. Show them your projects, your effort, and lean heavily on your school network for referrals. Now, if you were recently laid off, keep it clean. Give a calm, unbitter two-sentence story about what happened and stay entirely forward-looking. And if you're returning to work after a break, confidently own that gap. Don't try to hide it. Just state it plainly and pivot fast to your refreshed skills to prove you are completely up to speed.
Look, we can't control how brutal this hiring funnel is, but we absolutely can control how we navigate through every single stage of it. Armed with this map, you can actually dodge those trapdoors that wipe out so many other candidates. So I want to leave you with this to think about. Which stage of this gauntlet has hit you the hardest? Because identifying your biggest obstacle is the very first step to finally beating it.